Audrey Meadows' character as the deadpan housewife, Alice Kramden, in the classic TV show, The Honeymooners, is nothing short of classical genius. However, a facet of her life remains a mystery, a story beyond her witty and whimsical display in The Honeymooners. But before we get to that, something happened that almost prevented her from being a part of The Honeymooners show. What is it, and why did she hate her good friend Jackie Gleason for so long? Follow us along as we dive into the untold stories of the life of Audrey Meadows, while also showing you some of her rare photos. Audrey Cotter entered the world under the name Meadows in 1922 in the vibrant landscape of New York City. She found her place as the youngest member within a quartet of siblings. Her parents, Reverend Francis and Ida Miller Taylor, were missionaries in Wuchang, China, where the family's first 3 children, including Jane Meadows and 2 older brothers, were born. The family permanently returned to the U.S. and settled in Massachusetts. Here, Audrey attended the Barrington School for Girls. After completing her formal education, Audrey began her career by singing in the Broadway musical Top Banana before earning a role in The Bob and Ray Show. At this point, Audrey was a regular on television.
Affection for him, and he's way out there on the West Coast, and I think perhaps you'll talk to him before we do.
Yet her name remained relatively unknown, but a fortuitous encounter with Jackie Gleason was about to change everything. The departure of Pert Kelton from the Jackie Gleason show left a vacancy in the coveted role of Alice Kramden, the wife of Ralph Kramden.
First name? Ralph. Ralph.
Who was played by Jackie Gleason himself. In his quest for the perfect replacement, Gleason sifted through many actresses, yet found none to be satisfactory. Amidst this search, Audrey Meadows stepped onto the stage, seeking to fill the role. However, even her audition did not secure her the part, as Jackie dismissed her for being too pretty and young. Initially, Audrey hadn't taken the role seriously, but now she was resolute in proving her suitability to Gleason. Determined to change his mind, she hatched an unconventional plan. She invited a cameraman to her home, scheduling the visit for the early hours, capturing her in her most unadorned state and in her least flattering condition.
And they rang the bell the next morning. I got up, no makeup on, and fixed my hair with the combs and posed with frying pans and coffee pots and stuff. And we got the pictures developed by 4 in the afternoon. And we asked Bullets to take them in with no name. So Bullets went in with the black and white photos and showed them to Jackie. He said, "What do you think of this actress?" And Jackie looked at the pictures. He said, "My God," he said, "it's Alice. Who is she? Where is she? Can we get her?"
After Jackie found out that it was the same girl that came yesterday for the audition, he realized that not only was Audrey perfectly suited for the role in appearance, but she also had the same witty sense of humor. She was immediately hired without even an audition. But everything wasn't so simple. Jackie Gleason apparently hated to rehearse, which in turn meant that none of the cast got the chance to properly rehearse before the filming began. Even worse for Audrey was the fact that she didn't even get to see the script beforehand. So, on the day of filming, Audrey was all nervous as she hadn't settled with her character, rehearsed, or seen the script. Fortunately, her talent shone through, and she managed to get by, finally solidifying herself as the face of Alice Kramden, an identity that would later become second nature to her. But for now, Audrey hated Jackie Gleason with her guts. She felt that he had unknowingly terrorized her through the first week, and so she wanted to get back at him. So just before the curtains opened before the beginning of a show, she taunted him on his excessive pride and haughtiness, which, as expected, Gleason didn't take lightly and stared menacingly at her. However, she would later admit that her way of settling it turned out to be really petty, and she was ashamed of it even years after the incident. But aside from the minor inconveniences, The Honeymooners was booming in popularity. Most episodes showcased Jackie Gleason's character in absurd predicaments with a comedic overtone. There were also some occasional serious moments focusing on women's rights and social status. Audrey Meadows portrayed Alice Kramden, appearing as Ralph's wife. Alice is characterized as patient and sharp-tongued, often enduring Ralph's antics and responding with biting sarcasm. She serves as a voice of reason, seeing the flaws in Ralph's get-rich-quick schemes, though he often ignores her advice. Despite Ralph's bluster and empty threats, Alice remains unimpressed. She manages the household finances and sometimes works as a secretary. Alice's mother, known for her sharp wit, dislikes Ralph and criticizes him for not being a good provider. The dynamic duo of Ralph and Alice Kramden is a timeless example of comedic brilliance on television.
I thought maids had short skirts with white hats and black socks.
Their on-screen chemistry created a perfect balance of humor and reliability. The iconic pair left a lasting mark on television history. While details about Audrey's personal life during the run of The Honeymooners remain limited, it's noteworthy that she married a wealthy real estate man named Randolph Rouse in 1956. Unfortunately, the marriage didn't last long and ended in divorce, with little known about the circumstances surrounding it. Later, on August 24, 1961, Audrey entered into a second marriage with Robert F. Six, who held the presidency of Continental Airlines at the time. The wedding took place in Honolulu, Hawaii. The couple would remain happily married for 25 years until the unfortunate passing of Robert F. Six on October 6, 1986. An aspect of Audrey's life that is not widely recognized is her involvement in the fields of banking and marketing. Impressively, she held the position of director at the First National Bank of Denver for a span of 11 years. Additionally, through her husband's connection, Audrey also played a role as an advisory director at Continental Airlines. In this capacity, she contributed to marketing initiatives, and notably, she had a hand in designing uniforms for flight attendants and customer service agents.
Thank you. Mr. Wilson, good morning.
As well as aircraft interiors. It's also worth noting that this multifaceted woman was also remarkably astute. Among the cast of The Honeymooners, she stood alone in securing residuals even during reruns of the show. This achievement stemmed from her connection to her brother Edward, a lawyer. Even after the initial contract negotiations had concluded, Audrey managed to modify a specific clause, aptly labeling it as girls' rules.
I would dream up things, and I'd call my brother at night, and I'd say, just thought of something I want in the contract. He'd say, you can't put anything in there now. I say, I certainly can. Why can't I? He'd say, you can't. It's set. Well, I'm going to, I would say. And he'd say, on what basis? I'd say, girls' rules.
While Audrey Meadows achieved peak fame for her role in The Honeymooners, she proved to be more than just a one-hit wonder.
Then, Ralph, I went out and I did the marketing.
Her career extended beyond the beloved show as she appeared in various roles. Notably, she was featured in an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents in 1960, demonstrating her versatility. Audrey further showcased her talent in feature films, Dean Martin's variety shows, and celebrity roasts. She continued her television journey with appearances on Wagon Train, Too Close for Comfort, The Red Skelton Show, and Murder. She wrote and even lent her voice to a character on The Simpsons.
Hijacked by local man Homer Simpson.
Oh my God!
She garnered 4 Primetime Emmy nominations, winning one for her contribution to The Jackie Gleason Show. While Audrey Meadows remained active in side projects and movies, it was her role in The Honeymooners that genuinely established her as a Hollywood icon. Among the 39 legendary episodes of the show, the final one aired on September 22, 1956, marking a significant moment and the culmination of an era.
Lights hanging up, green ones and red ones.
This was a triumphant announcement of victory in the world of sitcoms, as the series remains a trailblazer for modern comedic television and is often regarded as the pinnacle of 1950s sitcoms. The characters continued to make sporadic appearances in specials until 1978, leaving a remarkable legacy for American sitcoms. In 1987, Audrey Meadows confronted the heartbreaking loss of her dear friend, Jackie Gleason. A visionary and comedic virtuoso, Jackie Gleason was not only a mastermind behind The Honeymooners, but also a true genius in the world of cinema.
And I'm calling Bellevue because you...
Known for his impeccable style and comedic brilliance, his legacy was marred by his chain-smoking habit, which took an even greater toll while he battled colon cancer. While the swiftness of his passing could be seen as a merciful end to his suffering, it left a void that was deeply felt by both Audrey and the world.
And as clear as a bell, his voice came through and he said, I knew what I was doing. I always knew what I was doing.
In 1994, Audrey published her memoir, Love, Alice, My Life as a Honeymooner. And finally, in 1995, just like Jackie, her smoking habit caught up to her. She was diagnosed with lung cancer and given a year to live. She declined all treatment and peacefully followed Jackie into the afterlife on February 3, 1996. She was interred in Holy Cross Cemetery, Culver City, next to her second husband, who had passed away 10 years earlier. This remarkable woman's story would later find new life in the biographical film Gleason, where Kristen Dalton embodied her essence once again. To this day, Audrey Meadows remains an inspiration, a testament to the power of artistic dedication and the profound impact of a singular talent that resonates with audiences, reminding us of the magic she brought to the world.
Feels good to be home again.
Throughout her life and career, Audrey Meadows remained true to herself, embodying authenticity in her roles as well as in her personal choices. In her own words, "You, as you, are by far better than the you you're trying to be." If you enjoyed this video, there's a good chance you'll enjoy the one showing on your screen right now. Click enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one.